Hey there friends, quick disclaimer before I jump into the rest of the video that I did make a fun little Vlogmas intro. However, I'm not vlogging every single day in December because I am me and I know I would not keep up with that. There is just absolutely no way. But I am going to try to vlog more in December and have more just like random uploads here and there throughout the week, such as this one. So, not gonna be vlogging every day because I don't wanna hate my life, but hopefully you enjoy the few extra vlogs this month. So, let's jump into it. Here we go. Hey there sweet friends, welcome to a new vlog. If you are new here, my name is Kim. I'm a third year 5th grade teacher in West Michigan, and today is my first day of remote learning. So, I just realized my pretty Christmas lights aren't on, so let's go turn those on and then we'll chat. Okay, so we got the Christmas lights on, life is good, and now I am going to get ready for our first day of remote learning. I'm honestly pretty excited, and I think part of it is because I just like haven't been in my classroom for a couple of weeks. If you guys saw my last vlog, you know I had to be self-quarantined for a couple of weeks because I was around somebody who tested positive. So anyways, just a couple weeks at home, so I'm super excited just to be back in my classroom. It just feels so good, and I already read through the sub notes that were left, and they were really positive, and so that's awesome. So I'm feeling really good about that, and it just feels so cozy to be back in here. I wish that I had students to fill it with as well, but this is what we need to do to keep everybody safe at this time, and so I'm willing to roll with it. And I actually had a lot of fun preparing remote learning lessons because I enjoy technology, and so it was fun so far. Now, if I hadn't have been home for a couple of weeks, I don't know if I would feel the same way, but because I found out and then I had a couple days that I was working remotely from home anyways, where I was doing like practice remote learning with my kids while they had a guest teacher in the room, I had that whole afternoon then to work on lesson plans for this week, and so I really got ahead of the game, and that was awesome. So I feel very fortunate for that. I think today is gonna go pretty well. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I'm sure there will be technical difficulties and stuff like that, but I am excited to see my students and get to interact even though it's through a screen. I think it's definitely gonna help that we've been in person up until this point, so we already have built those relationships and they know expectations and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes, but I do have a couple of things I wanna work on this morning. I just kinda wanna go through my slides and remind myself like what's going on, and also maybe add in a couple of math slides. I was thinking that was something that maybe I could work on this morning, but I do have a planning time before this afternoon, and some of the things I want to work on are for this afternoon when we do small group time. So I'm going to work on getting all set up and kind of getting my stuff put away where it needs to go. I did bring a blanket today because it gets super cold in my classroom, and I figured if I'm not moving around like hardly at all, if I'm just staying right here, then I'm gonna need a blanket to stay nice and cozy. Okay, so right now I'm just watching a little video on how to make breakout rooms because I'm going to need to do that today, so I figured I need to learn before it is time to do that. And then I was just reviewing today's math lesson. So right now we're multiplying fractions, and then today's lesson is multiplying mixed numbers. So definitely tricky concepts, but I mean really multiplying fractions is easier than adding or subtracting fractions because you don't need a common denominator, so that's kind of nice. So we use math expressions, and one of my team teachers had the brilliant idea to just copy the entire workbook packet. We do not have like the reproducible ones. We have like the hardcover books normally, so but usually we make copies of them so the kids can write on them, which is kind of pointless. But anyways, I wish we just got the reproducible ones, but we don't. So anyways, we copied the whole packet, and so now they'll each have this whole packet at home and be able to follow along. And my plan is to just do it under the document camera right here. This is the kind of document camera we have in my classroom. This is what it looks like, and it just came with the classroom. Every classroom has a document camera, but a lot of them are like different brands, so I don't really know how they decide that, but I'm definitely grateful for it because I know a lot of teachers have to like buy their own. So anyways, I'm going to share my screen over here. You can't really see what it looks like very well on camera. There we go. But yeah, then I can solve it kind of like normal, like when I would normally do it on the board, but the kids will see this, they'll have their packet in front of them, and then we'll solve through some of those problems together. We never get through like the whole page, but usually we'll do like an I do, we do, you do, and then sometimes I'll have them finish the rest during like independent work time. So yeah, that's my setup right now. And also I have my blanket on. I don't know if you can really see it. There we go, my blanket on. And I brought my really comfy slippers from home. I always have a pair of slippers in my classroom, but the pair of slippers that I have are like those open toe ones, and so I knew my feet would get cold. So I brought my closed-toed slippers, and I'm really excited about having these. They're so comfy. Hey there guys, weird angle because I don't have enough time to fuss with my tripod and all that, but I just ate lunch and had some planning time, and now I'm just about to jump back on with my kids in a little bit. We're doing math small groups and I'm really excited. We're gonna try to use Jamboard, and I'm gonna have 4 different breakout sessions. So fingers crossed that it goes well. We only did 1 breakout session this morning and I haven't really used them other than that. So hoping that it goes well, but we will see. I will report back for sure. But this morning went really well overall. I had almost all of my kids join, so that was really exciting, and here's to hoping that this afternoon goes well as well. Also, I'm like literally freezing, so I'm so glad that I brought this blanket today. Okay, so we had our first technical difficulty of the day. Well, first like bigger one. So we were supposed to be doing math small groups just a little bit ago. Right now I'm like sitting and I'm here for if students have any questions, but my camera's off and my microphone's off and stuff, but I'm just like sitting here for them to pop in. Most days during this time I will be doing like little conferences with students, so I'll actually invite them to come at a certain time and share like their reading or their writing or whatever it might be. But today I just kept it clear so that way if they have questions they can pop on, and a lot of them already have. I've been doing this for the past like 30 minutes and I've seen like almost every single one of my students, because I told them if I give you time to pop in and you have a question, you need to be popping in and asking a question if you have it. So anyways, but we were doing math small groups and overall it went super well, but I had 2 students who I had emailed and said like, hey, we're starting small groups, where are you? And they're both emailing me back and forth and saying that they're trying to get on, and like I'm still on the Google Meet, so they should be able to get to it. But for some reason it's not letting them join, so I'm not sure why that is. I sent them a long list of things to try, and one of my students said she tried closing all the tabs, refreshing the page, logging back in, shutting down the Chromebook and logging back in, trying to join on her phone, trying to join the Meet on her other laptop, and she still can't get in. So I'm not sure why that is. I feel like there's like bound to be stuff like this that happens, but I'm super bummed because she was like really trying hard to get on and now she can't get on, and one of my other students is having the same issue. I really don't know, but I'm drinking my little Kool-Aid stuff. This is vitamin water, 0 sugar. It's honestly not very good, but this is what I have. I can't justify having another Diet Coke today, so this is what it is. 5 out of 10. Like, not that impressive. There's better stuff out there. So I was just finishing up editing this video and I realized I never came back on and told you guys about the solution that I figured out. So I learned the hard way that if you kick kids out of your Google Meet, it will not allow them to rejoin using your classroom code in your Google Classroom. So to remedy that, you actually have to go up to the people or like add people section on Google Meet, and you have to individually invite the students that you have kicked out. So I used to use the kick out button all the time. If kids like weren't getting off the call or if they froze and they needed to rejoin, I would just kick them out. And so I did that today to a few kids and it turned out they could not rejoin. So that is the remedy. Thank you, Google. I figured it out. I feel like there's like just so many little things like that that are bound to happen, but I figured one of them out at least. So maybe this helps you too. You probably already knew that, but I did not. I'll show you guys the little screen I have going like while I'm on this, so that way the kids know that they have to like tell me, they have to alert me if they're here. That way I know what's going on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I keep having two screens because I don't love that it just says I'm presenting to everyone, but I can't see like what I'm presenting. So I also have it down here. So this is the message that I have presented while I'm on this like conference office hour type time. So that way I know when they're here. So if I'm like not looking at my screen right at that moment, then they know to like use the raise hand button, and that way it alerts me that they're here. Look at my like gajillion tabs open. Oh my gosh, I'm like never like that. I never have that many tabs open, but here we are. So there's two of me, and then I'm presenting my screen. My sweet friend Nisha, she showed how to do this. So you're presenting like it's in full screen or present mode, but really it's just like a screen that you can move around, which is super nice. So I love that. I just kind of have that over there. I did notice today that like when you make it smaller on there, it gets smaller on here. You see? I didn't know that before. So that's kind of interesting. So I keep leaving that like pretty big. And then, like I said, my kids have just been joining in when they need some help. Most of my stuff has student names on it, so I can't really show a ton of stuff. So here's some stuff like that I took from the curriculum and added to. So all sorts of fun stuff. I'm going backwards right now, so hopefully that doesn't bother you too much. So those are my slides here. Let me start right here so I don't show any names. I think starting here I don't have any names for a little while. So here are some of my slides from this morning. And I did use my document camera this morning, and that went really well too. This slide template is from my friend Montana. She's awesome. I will link these below. They're on Teachers Pay Teachers, and right now there's a TPT sale, so you could get them on sale too. Okay, so I'm still on my Google Meet, just available for students who have questions, so I might need to pop over there if a kid comes back. But I'm also just trying to do laps around my classroom because I've noticed that I just feel like I'm doing a lot of sitting time and a lot of just like staring at the screen otherwise. And so I actually have had quite a few kids pop in and just confirm like, Mrs. Halls, is this what I'm supposed to be doing right now? And I'm like, yep, you're good to go. So it's kind of weird because our whole afternoon is like broken into chunks, and they're supposed to be working on different things at different times in those chunks. And then certain times like I'm doing small groups and other teachers are doing small groups. I did not design this. I'm just like rolling with the punches, and my district told me that this is what we're doing, and so that is what we are doing. So it's a little bit tricky, I feel like, for the kids to wrap their brains around, but also today's day one. And so overall they're doing a phenomenal job, and I seriously could not be more proud of them. They've been working so hard, and yeah, life is good. So I'm gonna do a couple more laps around the room and then be ready to go for that ELA small group. When I say laps around the room, like I literally mean just like laps around my classroom, like this. Okay, so doing a quick voiceover because I accidentally didn't plug in my microphone for this clip, but basically I just want to show you guys my desk honestly was not as messy as I anticipated it would be. Like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful, and I was super grateful that I brought my slippers and my blanket because my room ended up being freezing. And then Melissa FaceTimed me at the end of the day, so that's what I'm doing here. Hello friends! So now I am home. I'm in our spare bedroom hanging out, and I actually just edited all of this vlog up until this point. I was having a lot of fun with it, and so I'm like, I don't know, I was just kind of on a roll, and I decided to go with it. So hopefully you've enjoyed the vlog up until this point so far. Today was an interesting day, but overall it went really well, and honestly better than I expected it to go. So hopefully tomorrow is even better as we continue to navigate remote learning. As of right now, we're still only going to be doing remote learning for 7 school days, which is such a short amount of time. And part of me almost hopes that we just end up doing it until Christmas break, because I feel like we're gonna get into the rhythm of things, and if we come back after 7 school days, we're only gonna have like, I don't know, a week and a half until winter break. And so it's just, I don't know, kind of a weird time, I guess. And I know it's probably a lot harder with the younger kids, but my 5th graders did such a good job, so selfishly I want to kind of just have some consistency for them there and have them get used to something. So I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I missed them in person today. But honestly, like, because I know them so well, their personalities really shone through still when we were doing our Google Meet, and I gave them opportunities to unmute and type in the chat, and we did some small groups and stuff like that. So honestly, I think it went really well. It wasn't perfect, but it was still good. And then after school school today. I got to see Melissa. I hadn't seen her in a really long time because, yeah, I was quarantined for a couple of weeks, and she's been like my one friend that I've still been hanging out with, and we usually will, you know, go on walks here and there, go get dinner sometimes, and eat it, you know, in a car, one of our cars somewhere in a parking lot, and just watch TikToks and catch up and stuff. So we got to do that today after school, and then we went and I actually picked up a book from a local bookstore that I had ordered. They didn't have it in stock when I had gone a while back, and so they ordered it for me. And this book is called The Wives by Taryn Fisher, and I really, really enjoyed this one. And my goal this year for Christmas is to gift basically everybody on my list, not actually every single person, but most of the people who are on my Christmas shopping list, I am gifting books this year. And I'm trying to buy them all from a local bookstore so I can support my local economy in that way. And so anyways, I bought this one for my mother-in-law, and they had called me that it came in. So today I went out and picked that up with Melissa, and we had a ton of fun just looking around in the bookstore. So if you are looking for a good kind of like mystery type novel, this is a good one. This is an adult book, not YA, not children's, but I did really enjoy this one. So I think my mother-in-law will enjoy this as well. And it was just so fun. I just love bookstores. I seriously feel like I'm like in a candy store when I'm in a bookstore, just like looking at all of the beautiful books. So that was so much fun. And I've been doing a little bit more reading over the past couple of weeks, which has been really nice. I read Where the Crawdads Sing in basically like a night and a half. I think it was 2 nights maybe, and I loved that book. If you haven't read that one, that was a really good one as well. That was one that I tried listening to the audiobook and I wasn't able to get into, and then when I actually sat down and read the book, I really, really enjoyed that. And then right now I'm reading Little Fires Everywhere just on my iPad. I checked it out from the library and I'm really enjoying that one as well. And then I've just been listening to some audiobooks like I always do. So anyways, that's been really fun. If you have any great book recommendations, I would love to hear those in a comment below. It could be middle grade novels that I could share with my kids. It could be young adult. It could be adult. It really doesn't matter to me. Anything in between would work as well. So I've just been on such a reading kick lately, and I've been watching a lot of like book YouTubers, which I didn't even know that was a thing until some of you told me about that over the summer. So yeah, that's a ton of fun, and there's so many amazing people who do like book reviews and comparing books and recommending books, and I don't know, it's just a ton of fun. So anyways, I've been having fun with that. And the last thing that I want to leave you with today is I do want to show you our little schedule for the afternoon. I just went ahead and made a copy of our afternoon schedule, and then I took out all the names of students so that way I can do a quick screen grab of that and show you guys what our afternoon schedule looks like, because I feel like it's kind of hard to explain otherwise because it really is broken up into chunks. So I think that's going to be the last thing that I do. So let's go ahead and hop over there. I'm pointing over there because that's where my laptop is. So let's go, let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so here is my attempt to show you our afternoon schedule without actually showing you names. So I'm going to try to include just a link in the description box where you can make a copy of this if you find it helpful at all. I don't know if you will or not, but it will be there if you want it. Also, I had to take out a bunch of the links because they either link to different Google Classroom activities or, you know, whatever it might be where it wouldn't be applicable to everybody, or where there might be student information on those. So if it looks like a link is missing, it probably is. So this is our schedule for 12:30 to 3:30, which is our afternoon block. So the kids have lunch from 11:30 to 12:30 every day. That's like their lunch and recess time. This would normally be a link that would bring them to our overall agenda, which is very similar to this, but this explains the afternoon a little bit more thoroughly. So from 12:30 to 1:30, this is their independent work time. They do not join a Google Meet at all during this time, and I am not on a Google Meet because this is actually, part of this is my lunch time, and then part of it is my planning. So my lunch and my planning back up to each other, which is actually really nice because then it just feels like a good chunk of time to get things done. So this is ketchup and pickles time. We do ketchup and pickles quite a bit in the classroom. Basically what it is you have to catch up on your work first. So you need to do the ketchup section, and then once you're done with that, you may move on to pickles. So those are like your options to pick from once you finish the ketchup section. And then I just have links to like ReadTheory, Epic, Prodigy, and SplashLearn. Then I have those math small groups that I was telling you guys about. So I have 4 groups, and normally I would have the names of the students in each group, but they all just get on our regular class Google Meet, and then I break them up into those breakout sessions, and today I had them working on Jamboards, and they did a really good job. They had to solve one problem on their Jamboard slide that I assigned to them, so I just put their name on a little sticky note in the corner, and then one problem per slide, and then once they finished their problem, they had to explain to their group how they solved it, and everybody else had to check their answer, so that went really, really well. Then from 2 to 2:30, they had some different activities to do. This again was an independent time, but I was available on a Google Meet for any of the students who had questions. Normally this will be a conferencing time for me, so I'll have specific students signed up. However, for today, I just thought it would be easier to say, hey, if you have some questions, join the Google Meet, let me know. And a lot of the students took me up on that and just asked me like, okay, this is what I got done so far, what do I still need to do? And just kind of checked in and confirmed that they were doing the correct thing. So they need to write in their daily journal for 10 minutes. This is just a Google Doc that they add to every day. Then they need to work on any unfinished reading or writing work. Once they're done, then they may work on Dear Time, which is just silent reading, or they can read books on Epic with a whisper phone, which I did send them all home with. Those are just like those little fluency phones where they can hear themselves read. And then I do have a little form that they can fill out if they want to request an individual conference with me. And a few students took me up on that today as well. So then I just emailed them and said, hey, I'm on the Google Meet right now, so come see me. So 2:30 to 3 o'clock, this is what we call our language block time. So this is where our EL students get language block services from the teacher who is like our ESL or EL teacher. I think in my district they call it ESL, but I know when I was in college we said EL or ELL. So I know every school is probably a little bit different, but group 1 will be those students who get those EL services, and this is a Google Meet link. Normally it's not right now, but it would be. Everyone else is working on Dear Time book reading or unfinished ELA work as well, so working independently. No Google Meet unless they have questions, and then they can come join me on my Google Meet. And then the last time of the day is our RTI or MTSS group time. So I have 4 different groups going on at this time. This probably was the most confusing time of the day because there were so many different groups and the kids all had to figure out where they were supposed to be on their own. It wasn't like me breaking them up into breakout groups. And so there's 4 different groups. The links are on the side. Also, it's super confusing because the specialist teacher for this first group changes every single day. I did not decide this, you guys. It is just what I was given. So like I said, I'm rolling with it. I'm trying my best, but this is definitely difficult. So they have to figure out what day it is and then click the link that corresponds to the day of the week it is, because then they'll join a different classroom or a different specialist classroom's Google Meet. Does that make sense? I don't know. Then I have my group. Core support group is another group that a couple students are in where they have to join that through that teacher's Google Meet link. And then the last one, this is actually just one student for right now, but this student doesn't need to get on if he doesn't want to, but if he wants to, he could get on our Google Meet if he has questions or whatever. But he is working on Starfall, which is just a website where it has like reading practice and all that fun stuff. So anyways, that is our afternoon schedule. As you can see, it's a lot. But overall, it went pretty well, and I think as we do it more, the kids are going to get more used to it. And yeah, no complaints. Well, some complaints, but no major ones. So that's all for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed already. It is free for you, and for me, it just helps me to reach more teachers and other people who might enjoy my videos. I know not everybody who watches my videos is a teacher, but a lot of you are. So just make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, little self-promo there. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.